lob. Hit a lob, even if the opponent goes back and hits the overhead for outright winners. Next, when practicing your ground strokes from the baseline, vary the height of the ball each and every time. If you practice it enough in practice, you create the confidence to try it when you play. Make the lob a weapon. But remember, you've got to create that muscle memory so that it becomes automatic. You don't think about it. You can get it. And when you do, they're going to be paying for those balls all the time because you are going to start winning some matches.
As I mentioned earlier, the most important thing about a lob is to hit it long rather than short to back your opponent off the net. And you notice here, I saw my opportunity but got a little tentative and I didn't go for the shot as much as I should have. And here you'll see a chance to hit a lob, but instead of getting tentative, I just went for it a little more racket head acceleration, and boom, right over his head. And even if I had missed it, it still keeps him guessing, and it still would have been a great asset for me as the match progressed. Watch the return, how I come forward and block under his feet, and I quickly get to the next shot, prepare, and the most important thing is disguising it. He had no idea that lob was coming, and that's what made it so effective. One of the most important things to remember about hitting a well-hit lob is to disguise it, is that with the same motion, you can hit the lob, you can hit the down the line, or you can hit the angle. Because if you can't disguise the lob and they know when it's coming, it's really useless to even hit it. And if you're going to hit the lob and you think you might miss it, don't be scared to hit it effectively, even if you think you might hit it long, because it's important to always keep that guy guessing. And I'd rather hit the lob out than hit it short and have him put it away.
The lob, the offensive and defensive lobs. There is nothing more important than the disguise in the lob. You must hit the lob as if you're going to hit a ground stroke. You set up exactly the same. The lob is exactly the same as a forehand and backhand. Hold that ball on that racket and just hit it a little higher over the net. That's all you've got to do. In order to learn that topspin lob, you've got to drop that racket head far underneath that ball. And you've got to accelerate that racket head with a brushing effect. Don't be afraid. Try it. The drop shot. It is not a new stroke. There I go again. A drop shot is nothing more than a backhand or a forehand hit with a little less power. Hold that ball on your racket a little longer. Get the feeling that the ball belongs to that racket. Hold on to it. Don't give it away. No racket acceleration on contact. Once you get this feeling, open the face slightly, where you put a little reverse spin on the ball. That makes the ball hit and almost come back to you. The opponent must rush forward, and if they're able to reach the ball, they are often off balance or out of position, setting the stage for your attacking winner, a passing shot, or even a lob. Once again, the key is to disguise the shot until you actually make contact. Before that contact, your opponent cannot detect whether you will hit a full ground stroke or this, the most underrated offensive shot in the game. Remember, the racket actually carries the ball towards the net, slowing down at contact rather than accelerating. And that's called a drop shot with a little reverse spin. We keep coming back to the mini tennis game. In your warm-up drills, before playing singles or doubles, taking a lesson, or just practicing, spend the first 10 minutes playing mini tennis. To keep the ball between the service lines, you will have to apply the drop shot techniques, holding on to the ball with a slightly open face to impart a little reverse spin. This is notably different from the mini tennis, where rapid racket head acceleration is used for the topspin and angle shots. In contrast, in this mini tennis drill, the racket decelerates at contact and even opens slightly to apply the reverse spin. Expand your mini game, hitting this drop shot from all positions inside the baseline area. Practice it. You'll get a brand new weapon in your attacking game of tennis.
Backing your opponent up farther and farther is real important, but it's also important to mix it up by not letting them know what you're going to do, like hitting a drop shot every now and then.
That's pretty. That is a very nice shot.
And if you notice here in the replay exactly where in the court I was when I hit that drop shot, I wasn't behind the baseline on the low percentage shot. I was inside the baseline in control of the point. When you're playing somebody and you play an attacking game like I always choose to do, and you're really pushing him back and pushing him back, it seems like every time he takes a step back, the harder you have to hit it to push him back another step. And I remember one match when I was playing, I kept pushing the player back, and eventually he'd run the ball down. I ended up losing the point. And I came off the court, and Nick said to me, he says, you know what, when you're pushing somebody that far back, he says, throw in a drop shot. Who cares if you miss it? Let the guy not know what you're going to do. Therefore, you bring him in, and your big power shot will be all the more effective.
The drop shot. You have got to make believe that you're going to come up and hit the biggest forehand of your life. And then at the last second, open up the racket head just slightly, puts a little spin on the ball, hold that ball on that racket a little longer, and that ball's going to go right over the net.
Well, here we are at the end, and I'd just like to leave you with one thought that not only has gotten me to where I am today, but will continue to get me to my further goals. And that thought is actually a saying that a great friend of mine back home in Las Vegas told me a while ago. And that saying is, life is God's gift to us, and what we do with it is our gift to God. So the biggest pressure we should put on ourselves as far as our tennis goes is every time we go out on that court just to be one day better, no more and no less. And as far as life goes, even more importantly, every day challenge ourselves to be better than the person we were yesterday. Well, I'm going to leave you with that and say I hope you enjoyed this as much as I have. God bless you, and hope this has helped you a lot. Take care. At an early age, my dad used to always, when he would feed me the balls from the ball machine to my forehand or backhand, but more so my forehand, he'd just tell me to hit that ball as hard as you can. He says, I don't care if it hits a fence, I don't care if it goes over the fence, someday they're going to go in. And that was a philosophy he used, which really helped me develop my attacking game today.
From a coach's point of view, you couldn't ask for better preparation for any player. With all this practice and hard work, don't forget to enjoy the game. Have fun. You've earned it.